In today's video, I'm using plastic eggs and a flower basket from the Dollar Tree to create a stunning piece of home decor. I'm going to go over multiple techniques, and together we are going to create a one-of-a-kind crystallized Dollar Tree DIY. Well, hello, my friend. Welcome back to another video. So today I have some items from the Dollar Tree that I'm going to upcycle and create an inexpensive, crystallized, beautiful piece of home decor. So first, you're going to need a flower basket. I chose this one from the Dollar Tree. I liked the shape of it, and I thought it would work well for what I was doing. Now, even though my theme is going to be Easter, you can take this technique and these products and create so many different themes. So this video is just meant for inspiration. So what I have here are some mirror tiles. Now they do sell these at the Dollar Tree, but I had these long rolls, so I just chose to use these instead. But they do sell them at the Dollar Tree, and I have some fix-all glue here from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to put down some glue and start laying them down. Now I will be honest, because of the shape of this bucket, I had a very hard time with the corners. So you're going to see here that I do lay a strip down, but then I have to remove it and I have to place it on in the opposite direction. So instead of going longwise, I went up and down with the strips. They looked like they would have worked perfectly like this. However, because the sides are tapered, they really gave me a hard time. So I'm just showing you how I was laying it down this way, but you're going to see I eventually pull this off here in a second and go in the opposite direction. It was much, much easier that way. But regardless of how you put them on, this is, what they look like. Now, you don't have to use mirror tile. Use your imagination. Use your bling bling ribbon or whatever you may have. And just make that little pot look pretty and sparkly. So now you can see I removed it and I'm going in the opposite direction. Sorry, I'm off camera there for a second, but this way was much easier. When it came to the sides, it was still a little short. I couldn't cover them all, but I came up with a solution for that you will be seeing in a minute. So a lot of this is just repetitive, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit, but essentially you want to cover up that basket, or you can have the words flower and garden there or whatever it had said. I just wanted something that would burn somebody's retinas out when they look at it because I love that sparkle and shine. So once I was done covering the entire bucket with the mirror tiles, this is what it looked like. Okay, so I have that on there. The only issue here that I'm having is on the corners. Because they're rounded like that, they're not lining up. But I'm going to be fixing that. I have a solution for that already. Okay, so next thing I want to do is I want to trim off these edges. All right, so we're going to do that. And what I have to do that is this pretty adhesive on the back bling bling ribbon from Amazon that I had laying around. So I'm going to do a thinner piece up here, I think, just around this edge, like this. And then I have a thicker piece to go around the bottom. So just go ahead and put some of that in there. Work in small sections, okay? Just like that. So I placed the thinner ribbon around the upper edge and then the thicker ribbon around the outer edge, or the bottom edge, I'm sorry. Once you get that all placed down and you cut it so that you match up the ends there, you're going to go around the entire edge and just press it down really well to make sure that it is making contact. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this sticker with a little heat, apply a little heat to it, it'll peel right off. And then I have these beautiful crystal knobs that I get on Amazon. You get like 26 of them. Can't remember how much they were, but I'll put them in the description. And I'm thinking about using those as like little feet to kind of lift this up off of the table a little bit. So we'll glue those on and then put this to the side and get working on the next part of the project. But I think that will look nice just to lift it up off of my dining room table. Now, this is going to be very hot, so just let it cool for a second. Some of the Fix-All glue. This stuff works really good from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to drop it on the floor, because that's how I roll. We're going to put it right there. All right. I'm going to get another one glued up. And you're going to let this sit, quite a while, at least 8 hours. I'll probably let it sit overnight. However, you have other things that you're going to be working on, so don't worry about them. Just put it to the side and we'll move on to the next part. Now I'm going to show you 4 different designs that you can make on these plastic eggs. However, this does not need to be Easter themed. So next, what you want to do is you want to get yourself a pack of the plastic Easter eggs from the Dollar Tree. Then you want to get yourself a few bags of Dollar Tree cabochons. They also have ones that have smaller ones in the bags. So they have the regular size and then these little tiny ones. Those may come in handy, but here's what you're going to need. You're going to need some of these cabochons, and you're going to need a glue gun for this step, okay? So get out your glue guns. Get ready to have some fun. So we're going to put a little glue on the egg, and then what we're going to do is this. If your eggs have holes on them, like mine do, for string, just cover that up with one of the cabochons, like so, okay? And we're going to place the cabochons all over the entire egg. So I have some of these little ones that I'll use. And wait till you see how cool this comes out. Wish my glue gun would stay up, but apparently it doesn't want to. Tangled cord. So I keep mentioning this doesn't have to be Easter themed, and that's because once you cover the egg in this shape and you move on to the next step that I'm going to show you, you don't see the egg. So this would make a really pretty basket on a table with these glass balls sitting in it. No rhyme or reason to how I'm placing these. It's just if I can't fit a big one in between, I'm using one of the smaller ones. All right. And again, those smaller ones, you'd be better off buying this bag with the green and the clear because it has both sizes in it, versus this one that doesn't have, it just has the one size. But you need a lot of them. I'm going to be doing 6 eggs with this on there. So I'll be using all of these most likely. And here's what it looks like, almost done. Once you are done with however many eggs you want to create, you're going to need a Dollar Tree cup. Now, for this project, this cup works perfect. A Dollar Tree paper cup, okay? And you're going to take your egg and you're going to sit it in the cup. Now, I'm going to do this off camera, but what I'm going to do is I have some Krylon gold, silver spray paint. I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to spray paint it, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spray paint this upper half, let it dry, then I'm going to flip it over once it's dry and place it like this and then spray paint the part that's exposed, okay? So that the whole egg will be silver at the end. This is the best thing I can come up with to spray paint these. This is my version of MacGyver, okay? So I'm going to spray paint the first half, let it dry, and then flip it over and spray paint the second half and let it dry. Before you spray paint it, you may want to take a heat gun and go over it really, really fast to melt any glue strings. You got to be really fast, though, because this is a plastic egg and you don't want to melt it. And yeah, that'll be a tragedy. So after I did that, I went outside and I spray painted it. And look how pretty this looks. How cool is that? So those sitting in a basket with some beautiful crystals or something would be so cool. Anyway, on to design number 2. Now this one is fun. Okay, so at the Dollar Tree, they sell these little 6 packs of eggs in cardboard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take them, I'm going to stick a skewer into the hole on the bottom of them. And then I'm going to take my glue gun, I'm going to heat it up really well, and I'm going to just drizzle the hot glue all over the egg, making almost like a Jackson Pollock painting, just splashes of glue. We're going to let it dry, and then we're going to spray paint that, and you're going to see what a beautiful, beautiful design you get doing this. So you can see I'm just kind of drizzling it all over the egg. Get creative with it. It doesn't have to be what I'm doing. You know, you can make some ribbons. You can make some little hearts. Just have some fun, because after all, that's what this is all really about. Escaping your everyday life and just having some fun. So here's my spray paint for this one. I took you outside. It wasn't raining. You're just going to hold the egg there and you're going to spray until it's all covered. And then you're going to prop it up somewhere until it dries an hour later. I really, really like this. This actually sparked another idea for an art project for me. So I can't wait to do that. But look how pretty that is. So I made 6 of these little chrome eggs. It's reminding me of like a chocolate covered strawberry for some reason. But anyway, I took 3 of the 6 and I decided to take some clear Elmer's glue, brush it over the surface of them, just lightly touching the raised areas of the glue that had been dried. And then I sprinkled some silver glitter on them just to give an extra pop of sparkle. Once I was done adding this beautiful white silver glitter, I put those to the side to dry. And here's what they look like. Just a little bit of sparkle. It wasn't a lot, but I felt it just helped bring out the texture even more. So now moving on to design number 3. I chose to use rhinestones for this, but you could literally use whatever you want to cover up these eggs to create some texture. So the whole idea is to just get some texture on there, and either if you want to spray paint it so that you can't see the colors and just the texture, that would be really cool. Or like I'm going to do with 3 eggs now, I'm going to use these pretty rhinestones and cover them up to have some sparkly eggs in that basket. However, let's say I didn't want sparkle and I wanted that chrome look. I could definitely cover these rhinestones with that spray paint and it would look cool because you would see all the facets on the rhinestone itself. It would add to the design. So once I was done with this, I want to show you what they look like. I did 3 of them. Oh my goodness, they are so pretty. Look at this. What do you think about that? I just love this idea. Even if you want to make, like for your kids, a few of these eggs, that would be so pretty in their Easter basket. And now we are into design number 4, crystallized eggs. Here's my homemade crystal mixture using the Dollar Tree glass gems and some glitter. I will link the video to make this stuff in the description of this video. So once you have your little crystal mixture, you're going to take 6 eggs or 3 eggs or 1 egg, and we're going to spray paint it silver first, and then we're going to add our crystal on top. And how we're going to do that is by using some UV resin and a UV light. I will link this kit in the description below. I put a little bit of UV resin in a cup. This type of resin does not need mixing. You just use it. The majority of the time, I use it just as an adhesive because it's quick. You use the light, it glues it on there, and within 30 seconds, it's dry, permanent. I don't have to wait for glues to dry, things like that. So I'm using one of these cheap Dollar Tree brushes. They come in a 5-pack to apply it. And then I'm going to just sprinkle on the crystal mixture, hold the light over it, and it's going to dry it up and make it permanent. It's that simple. You can use this type of resin in little molds to make jewelry as well. And it has several different uses, but this is what I use it for the most. So just shake it off and there you go. It's covered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover 3 eggs in this. And then we're going to get back to our basket and putting it all together. As far as how much I'm applying, it's just a thin layer as if you were using glue. You don't need much at all. Because it's such a thin layer, I'm putting it under the light only for about 30 seconds. Obviously, I have this on time lapse, so it's going quicker. But about 30 seconds I'm putting it under there for, and that seemed to work great. So if you cover and you can still see some holes in your eggs, you can just add a little more there and maybe add like a bigger piece of the crushed glass or, just you could do multiple layers on top of each other and that will cover it up fine. You won't be able to see it. Also, I like to do multiple layers like in different areas just because the texture looks really cool when you do something like that. But you could see if this stuff is permanent, I could never get that piece of glass off even if I wanted to. I mean, yeah, I could hammer it off, but it's pretty solid. It's not going to go anywhere. So I'm going to finish up doing these here, and then I'm going to show you what they look like. How pretty is that? Again, it doesn't have to be Easter themed, as you can see, because you wouldn't be able to tell that's the Easter egg underneath. Now, back to my basket and the issue with my sides. I found these cute little Dollar Tree picks that I'm going to remove the stick from, and I'm going to glue the little bunny head right to the sides. And I think that makes it really, really cute. So just a little hot glue on the back and place it over that side and you'll never see it. I think that's a really cute basket. I love the little feet on it too. So the last thing I'm going to do before I place everything in the basket is I'm going to put in some grass I found from the Dollar Tree, the Easter grass. And then I'm also going to use some fairy lights to light this baby up. I got to tell you, the Easter grass from the Dollar Tree was pretty impressive. It was so thick and packed into the bag so much that I had to cut it with scissors. I just couldn't get it to stop coming out of the bag. So I got that. I was just really impressed with it because usually I buy the grass from Walmart for my kids for Easter, and it's pretty skimpy. So for it to come from the Dollar Tree really surprised me. But yeah, it's a good grass, I'll tell you. So you have a few options here. You could lay the fairy lights on top of the grass and kind of just arrange the eggs. Or you could do like I did and hot glue them to the inner rim of the bucket and then place the eggs on top. And I thought that that looked really nice after I set it up. So let me ask you this. What did you think about this cute little Easter project? Again, I think that you can alter this into just a dining room table, um, just like a little centerpiece. Again, it doesn't have to be Easter themed. I could see that basket without the pink and the bunnies and the grass, just loaded up with crystal eggs and lights. That would be really pretty. Here's what it looks like after I'm done gluing the fairy lights inside, which, by the way, I have a link for those lights. They come in like a 12 pack and they're pretty cheap on Amazon. So I'll put that in the description as well. But here's all of the different designs that we made today. The foiled eggs. Well, I'm calling them foiled, but the glue gun eggs, the rhinestone eggs, the crystal eggs, and the cabochon eggs. Now, the cabochon egg is not in there, I don't think. I think I took it out for this picture, but yeah. Just a little idea for you for the holidays. I think that it would make a festive centerpiece. And again, it doesn't have to be Easter themed. Look at those little feet. They're so cute. Cute little bunny. Anyway, my friend, I would like to thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to click like on your way out. Don't forget to leave a comment. That helps my channel be recommended to other viewers that may be into this type of craft. Even if you don't want to leave a comment, you could just leave a heart. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to check out the description for the links to the products that I use and also ways to follow me on social media. You could join our Facebook group, United We Pour Fluid Art Group. We share all types of crafts in there and have a great time. I will be back next Sunday with another Dollar Tree DIY that you're not going to want to miss. So make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thank you so very much for joining me. And until the next time, which is next Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, happy crafting!